All right, everybody, welcome back to another session of our World War II Marvel Superheroes campaign in the Mouth of Madness. If you haven't been watching us regularly, I encourage you to please seek out the Dreamslayer Studios channel on YouTube, like and subscribe so you can see firsthand what has brought us to this point. And if you like what you see here tonight, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Every little bit helps. And now let's find out what went on the last episode of In the Mouth of Madness. There's already giggles.
No.
After arriving in Asgard, the Reclaimers were summoned before Odin, who offered them a chance to prove their worth through an ancient rite, the Trial of Mimir. Designed to test body, heart, and soul, the trial would determine whether these mortal champions could be trusted with the fate of the realms. The trial began at a broken bridge hanging over a vast, mist-filled chasm. This was no simple crossing. Each step challenged our heroes' resolve, revealing illusions drawn from memories and fears. Only by trusting in themselves and moving forward in unity did they manage to reach the other side, their bond stronger for it. At the far side of the bridge, a quartet of frost giants emerged from the icy winds. Rather than a chaotic melee, this trial called for a champion. Tank stepped forward to face the giants' champion. The battle was surprisingly swift, with our mighty reclaimer emerging triumphant, felling the giant with his raw strength and unbreakable will. At last, they arrived at the sacred Well of Mimir. Each reclaimer approached its still waters and made a great personal sacrifice, surrendering something deeply precious to them, be it memory, emotion, or a piece of themselves. We now join them as they begin to partake of the waters within the Well of Mimir. The air hangs still. A hush blankets the frostwood, even the wind blowing in silence, as the reclaimers kneel at the edge of the ancient well. The surface of the water is still, unnaturally still, as if the well itself waits for this moment. Each hero leans forward and drinks. Time fractures. There is no up or down, no self, no now, only vision, light, memory, and warning. The past. The sky burns red as something ancient screams through the atmosphere. A great fireball, brighter than the sun, breaks the heavens in two. A meteorite, impossibly vast, crashes into the cradle of the earth. Two titanic impacts shake the world. One carves itself deep into the heart of what will become Wakanda, its pulse echoing through time as vibranium. The other disappears beneath the waves, its glow sinking into the depths off the coast of what will become Atlantis. Smaller fragments scatter like seeds across the Western world. Time accelerates. Primitive man cowers in the shadows of beasts, but greater shadows come. These are the deviants. alien, brutal, bent on domination. The skies boil with their warships. The ground is torn asunder by their armies. Humanity, outmatched and outnumbered, clings to survival. But even in fear, mankind learns. Ancient sorcerers and scholars, shamans, stargazers, across continents, the great minds of ancient Earth study the meteor gifts left by the stars. From these celestial stones, they fashion weapons, tools, machines, batteries of science and sorcery. The first pieces of Eden are born. Atlantean machines hum with interdimensional geometry. Wakandan mystics forge spears that disrupt reality itself. The Aztecs, the Egyptians, the first tribes of Albion, each craft their own answers to the deviant threat. But alone, each artifact is insufficient. The deviants press harder. Humanity teeters. And then they come. The Eternals. Gods, cloaked in flesh, children of the stars. They descend not to conquer, but to aid. In secret temples and starlit sanctuaries, the greatest minds of Earth, guided by the Eternals, combine the pieces of Eden into a single device, a singular purpose. The Eden mechanism. And with it, a door is opened. The sky is torn apart by spiraling energy. The negative zone is born. A dimensional prison, cold, endless, hungry. The deviants are cast into it by the thousands. A victory bought in blood and brilliance. The survivors of the deviants are hunted, and the world begins to heal. With this vision, the voice of Mimir enters your consciousness. You gaze into what was, but what was shall not remain buried. The waters shift again. Time unspools forward. Images flicker like strobe light visions. The Goddard coin, glinting in Loki's fingers. The Eden mechanism, incomplete, yet pulsing. The negative zone, no longer still. Something vast, awakening. In ignorance, mortals opened the door. In arrogance, they left it ajar. The progeny of the deviants stir in their prison, twisted by time, starved of conquest, and now they remember. You seek the god of mischief, but what he holds may shatter worlds. With this, the vision shifts. The swirling mists of the well thicken like storm clouds. The warmth of ancient memory gives way to the chill of a terrible now. You see a throne, but not one occupied. You see a kingdom, not yet conquered, but trembling. The present. Loki, god of mischief, master of lies, weaver of fate. In secret he has long watched from the shadows of Asgard, whispering schemes into the cracks of the Golden Palace. While others chased glory or honor, Loki sought something greater: dominion. He has learned of the Eden mechanism. He has done his homework. When the Reclaimers battled Shumagorath in New Salem, they believed themselves to be triumphant. They were wrong. In the chaos, Loki slipped through their grasp, the final piece of the puzzle the Goddard coin clutched in his hand, a key to knowledge and chaos. With its power, he scoured Midgard. The safe houses the Reclaimers had forged, the vaults, the spells, the wards, they crumbled under his will. Piece by piece, he reclaimed the mechanism. But even with the whole in his possession, he lacked one thing: understanding, control, activation. So, he turned his eyes to Midgard, to one whose mind rivals the gods themselves: the High Evolutionary. A man of science, twisted by obsession. A being who dreams not of ruling, but of reshaping, reforging mankind into something more. The pact that Loki proposed was simple. Loki would unleash the deviants from the negative zone, a plague upon Asgard. In return, the High Evolutionary would rule Midgard, sculpting it into his vision of perfected life. And so, now, here, in the present, they work in tandem, the past repeating itself, science and sorcery, madness and method. The drop-a-stones, once scattered, now ring with a unified purpose. The Eden mechanism awakens. A vibration, soft but growing, like the beat of a war drum felt through stone, a hum that shivers in the bones of the 9 realms. Mimir enters your consciousness again. In this hour, the present becomes prophecy. The trickster stirs the floodgates. The machine will open the path. The storm is about to begin. The waters of Mimir now churn with violent swirls. The taste of ancient truth gives way to bitter futures. Time folds in on itself, and the Reclaimers are pulled forward into what might yet be. 2 visions arise, like twin moons casting opposite shadows: hope and doom. First, the darker path. Mount Wundagore, storm-wreathed and cursed, home of mad science and stolen magics. Here, the Reclaimers will make their final stand. They charge into battle against Loki, a trickster crowned, against the High Evolutionary, who seeks to shape destiny itself. But as they fight, the air fractures, reality splits, a breach is torn open. The negative zone bleeds into ours. Time shatters, space convulses. One heartbeat they are clashing with Loki's illusions and the scientist's monstrous creations. The next, They face Annihilus, an insectozoid tyrant, crowned in bone and entropy. His wings hum with antimatter. His voice is a scream across dimensions. The Reclaimers are brave. They are powerful. But they are not enough. They lose. The deviants pour through the breach like a tidal wave of teeth and claws and rage. The earth falls into chaos. Humanity dies, screaming beneath a sky set aflame. Loki and the High Evolutionary, drunk on victory, attempt to seize control of the wave, but the children of the negative zone bow to no one. Annihilus turns on his would-be masters, and the annihilation wave begins. Not just Earth, not just Midgard, but the cosmos. A firestorm of extinction surges outward. The stars fall, and the universe trembles. Mimir's voice, once again. This is one path. A path born of pride, of delay, of forgetting the weight of what you carry. But there is another. In this vision, the Reclaimers, hardened by trial, do not falter. They reclaim the Eden mechanism piece by piece, and with it, the terrible knowledge of its potential. Knowing now that division brought ruin, they bring the mechanism whole to Wakanda. There, in sacred council beneath the great mound, they speak with three kings. The Black Panther, king of Wakanda, Namor, lord of the seas, and Howard Stark, genius of men. The decision is unanimous. The mechanism must be safeguarded, perhaps studied, most certainly hidden, by minds wiser than their own. The war, World War II, rages on. The Allies are victorious, but at a cost. Blood and sacrifice mark the turning of an era. Years pass. A new world dawns. Deep in a forgotten vault in New York City, a boy uncovers his father's secrets. A boy with ambition, with brilliance, with a name. Anthony Stark. The mechanism whispers to him. He answers. Not to conquer, not to rule, but to protect. He repurposes the fragments into nanotechnology, building a defense system to guard Earth from invaders, from threats beyond comprehension. And it works.
Wow.
For a time. Until the machine begins to dream. Ultron is born. And Ultron gives birth to Skynet. The metal children rise. They remember the deviants. They remember the failings of men. And the machines take over. The future where Priest came from, the machine apocalypse takes form. Mimir's voice, this time distant and mournful. This too is a future, born of good intentions, forged in hope and twisted by legacy. And with this, the visions end, for all but one. The majority of the Reclaimers turn away, each burdened by the futures that they have seen. But Mr. Arcane remains. The waters have stilled, yet something holds you in place. You lean forward, compelled by a silence that speaks volumes. A face appears just beneath the surface. A woman, older, yet striking, bald and ethereal. Her eyes, the color of dying stars. You've never seen her before, yet her name echoes in your mind as if carved into your soul. Usharia. She sees you, truly sees you in this moment. And as your eyes lock with hers, your breath stills. The world inverts. You fall, not downward, but inward. Through Usharia, you see Yggdrasil. Not the root that feeds Mimir's well, but something far greater. The true tree. The axis of all realities. Its branches stretch across infinity, crowned with orbs, each glowing, spinning, alive. They're not just fruits. They are worlds. They are entire realities. Countless, unimaginable, beautiful. Then, off in the distance, he comes. A lone figure, small beside the grandeur of the tree, yet terrible in his power. He is clad in glistening armor, his cloak as white as snow, untouched by time. Somehow, Mr. Arcane, you know him at a glance. Doom. He speaks no words as he begins his ritual. With calculated precision, Doom gestures. Spells weave through his fingers. The tree responds. He selects orbs, realities. Some he prunes, snipping them away like dead leaves. Others he shatters, obliterating entire timelines. The chosen few are drawn together, compressed, reforged. He is remaking the multiverse, not from chaos, but into a single, unified reality. His reality. And then he stops. His head turns, and he sees you.
Not ready for that.
I see you, sorcerer. What you witness is inevitable. You should not be here. And yet, you are. This impresses me. You will be rewarded. And suddenly, as it began, it ends. You
I'm
are
like,
back. Yeah. You are back at the well with the rest of the Reclaimers.
and so he falls kind of backwards, right? After all
Yep.
that, after seeing all that.
And you are there. Usharia, this mysterious woman, is gone, but her name lingers like smoke in your mind. And in your chest, the weight of knowing doom is coming, and he sees you. Mimir speaks from his pedestal. You have seen much, more than most ever will, and now you return to a world unchanged, save for you. The past is carved in runes and blood. The present is a knife's edge, and the future, a storm not yet written. Remember this: power is not purpose, knowledge is not wisdom, and victory is never the end, only the start of a new war. Loki moves with cunning, but not with clarity. The high evolutionary dreams of gods, yet forgets the weight of mortality. The roots of Yggdrasil stretch across worlds, but they also reach within. Know thyself, Reclaimers, for it is the one mystery that will matter most. He pauses, in the well reflecting the stars that are not of this realm. When next you drink deep of fate, may you have the strength to stomach its truth. Now go. The Bifrost stirs. Odin waits.
But I still have so many questions. Who is Usharia? Who is Doom? And why do I know who that is?
Mimir's eyes begin to flutter and shut, and he is asleep. And the Bifrost opens up in front of you, just behind you, close to the well.
Usharia. Uh, I don't. I don't know what to make of this. Do we bring? Was it a literal drink of water from the well, or was that a metaphor? He turns to the group.
Well, we should bring a literal drink just in case.
Can we, though?
Yeah, we should. I mean, we were told to come and return with the glass of water. So that's what we should do. I check my standard army issue uniform. I'm sure I have a canteen, strapped to my belt somewhere. I will pour out whatever was in it and fill it with water from the Well of Wisdom.
Okay.
No, we suspected that might not be Odin.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But in case it is, let's bring the,
Now,
what we
Mimir
promised.
just said Odin waits, but Odin's already drank from the well.
Maybe he just wanted proof we'd been there.
I feel like the all-seeing would be able to know if we went to the well or not.
Do you know what your reason is without looking at your sheet?
I
Yeah.
haven't looked at my sheet yet either. So I don't know what they're talking about. I was waiting for you to tell us, and now
No, you can't
open
look
the
at.
sheets.
No, don't. Yeah, no, not yet.
Okay.
I know what
Not
mine
yet.
is. Yeah.
Okay.
You want
I
me to
know what
open my
mine
reason?
is.
I think I remember what mine is.
Mr. Arcane, do you
Yeah.
do you know what yours is?
Oh yeah, I've got a whole separate character sheet.
Okay, go ahead and roll your your reason, please. I
Roll
almost said initiative.
Roll initiative.
I know
Yeah.
my reason is typical, I believe.
I'll spend karma.
I'll double check here.
Oh!
You don't
Get a
need to,
point on
but
the
you did.
first roll.
There you go. There you go.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Nice.
You certainly question this, beyond a shadow of a doubt. There is that doubt in your mind that, could this be Loki that is tricking you? But Mimir has proven that he also saw what you saw.
Okay.
And he has called the All-Father Odin the
Yeah.
All-Seer. And which basically means that he has been given the power of all sight that Mimir also possesses. So by Mimir saying Odin awaits,
Right.
it's probably safe to assume that he is who he says he is, that certainly was Odin. I see that, Will. We'll see in a second.
Okay. All right. Well, so I'll kind of.
Mimir also said, what use has the All-Father who's already drinking from the well? I don't know. Whatever.
He did say
Bring
that,
it.
yes. You're right.
I mean,
I mean, being given a task is. I mean that is classic, kind of mythology, isn't it?
Yep.
he didn't say he would drink it. The we would just bring it.
Who's to say that it'll even have the same properties if it's not actually here at this site?
I mean, this just sounds like a test. He sent us to do this quest, and you read, kiddie stories and fairy tales, and the real treasure isn't what you were sent to get. It's that you learned something along the way, but you still gotta show your fidelity, or your faith, or whatever.
Well, let's not keep him waiting.
Yeah. Should have gotten one of these.
The real reward is friendship.
Guess time?
Yep, we got
Yeah,
you.
we got you.
Yay!
Yay.
Okay.
So Will might have missed that we were discussing whether or not we thought this was Odin, and so we've kind of come to the consensus that we do think it is him,
It seems most likely.
and kind of backed up by Mimir referring to him as Odin as well.
Yeah, you figure Mimir would probably be the one to know.
Sure.
Up on the bridge.
I'll wait for everyone else to walk away from the well,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll still stand there staring, through my one good eye now at the water, just kind of, I don't know, lost there for a moment, thinking about what he saw after the rest of the vision ended.
Now, I will say that the waters of the well now have returned to this completely still water, and it's like a mirror sheen. And I think your instinct is probably to look down and to see if you can see that face again.
Yeah.
And there is nothing there. But what you do see is your own reflection coming back at you. And you realize that the pain that was caused by you removing your eye is gone. And while there is blood on your face, the wound has ceased to bleed.
That's good.
But you are changed.
Yeah. Well, I'm right there at the edge of the well. I'll reach down and wet my fingers, and I'll use that water to wipe the blood off.
And it wipes it perfectly clean.
Right. So he turns back around and he looks at the others, and let's get this over with.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a path forward. That's good.
Yeah.
So as the
What?
last... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Think about it. It showed us that if we don't do anything and Loki wins now, he destroys the world. And it shows that if we do something, it buys time. And as long as Howard Stark's son doesn't live to adulthood, we're fine.
I'm not sure that's what that means.
That seems like the answer to me.
I saw some. We can talk about it later.
I'm not
Yeah.
really too happy about killing a kid, especially one that ain't even been born yet.
Easier to kill them when they're an adult.
Well, I mean, do we just wait until we learn, 10 or 20, however many years until we learn? And maybe we tell him, hey, when he's like 15 or so, we tell him, hey, whatever you do, don't build, a giant sky fortress thing.
How much easier would it have been for all of us right now if somebody had gone and taken care of Adolf in the crib?
What about there's always a Hitler?
I don't think there
So-
are that many Starks.
I think what he's saying is, let's say we somehow stop this guy.
Mhm.
Someone else, some other genius is gonna kind of end up doing the same thing, I think is
Fair.
what he's saying.
There's a reason people refer to Howard Stark as a once-in-a-generation mind. That's because there's one of him. And I know it's ugly, but weigh the cost. One kid
I think
versus
we'd have
everybody.
Better chance of just kind of convincing him to not do what he's
Have you
otherwise
ever-
going to do.
Have you ever tried to convince a scientist not to study something?
No, I don't spend a lot of time around scientists.
I do.
I mean, that's
Guys, we're keeping the Allfather waiting.
Good
Yeah,
We
point.
can talk
Okay.
about this anytime.
let's focus on the fight that's present. We can worry about fights during the future, no pun intended.
well,
later.
you speak from authority, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Right. We walk through the bridge.
All right. So one by one, you step onto the Bifrost once more. Light erupts around you as you are flung back across the realms. And in moments, you stand once again in the Great Hall of Asgard. Odin sits upon the throne of wisdom, his ravens flanking him, his gaze like the weight of centuries. He stands as you arrive. So, you return. Mortal blood, yet fates entwined with the gods. I confess, I did not believe you would survive the trial of Mimir. But you have done more than survive. You have endured. You have seen. And in so doing, you are changed. So tell me, what truths did you learn?
Loki makes truck with your enemies, Allfather. With the enemies of reality.
That there's a lot of futures and they all suck.
He's trying to destroy this place, I think.
Well, he wants to rule it.
That is no secret to Odin.
Seems like he'd rather rule over the rubble than continue to not.
That is the mind of the trickster.
God, yeah, that's just hilarious. Maybe I just don't get the humor. I don't know.
So, our paths are now intertwined. Do you, mortal warriors, seek to thwart the plans of my wayward son?
Yes.
Of course.
I think to protect
I
his
mean-
reality.
The trial of Mimir proves you are worthy of this task. You have the draft of water.
I turn to look at Ted.
I hand him the canteen. I do.
He takes it, holds it in his hand. And he says, you now know the stakes. And time is not your ally. This mechanism that my son has must not be completed. Heimdall, prepare the Bifrost. Take them where they need to go, to battle. Heimdall bows. But before the Bifrost opens, Asgard's finest step forward. Not to fight, but to honor. Tank. The god of thunder, Thor, approaches you as thunder cracks gently overhead. He claps a heavy hand on your shoulder. Ha ha! You felled a frost giant single-handedly. A feat worthy of the ages.
From what I hear, you're the guy to judge that, so thanks.
He wears Mjolnir at his side. You notice that he has a second weapon in his hand. And he lifts this heavy, runed mace of dark metal, etched in firelight. And he holds it out in your direction.
I accept it and say thank you. I give a kind of a heft. You know, I'm in tank form now because I can't be not in tank form.
Right?
Thinking of dropping the human from my name, I'm just the tank now. Does it feel like it's, strong, powerful? Do I have any real sensation holding it?
It has almost no weight to it. And Thor says, forged of Uru in the fires of Nidavellir. Skjaldmir, the shield breaker. Wield it with honor, brother.
I'll try, sir. Thank you.
And Tank, you can now open your character sheet. And
Okay.
you now hold
Well.
a chained Uru mace. Skjaldmir the shield breaker.
Ooh, incredible to hit, monstrous damage, unearthly material strength. Wow. Does the incredible include my martial arts skills? I don't have weapon proficiency, so that probably wouldn't add up.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just based on my, like a +1 to my fighting, apparently. Okay, cool.
You could though.
Didn't want to, ruin the dramatic moment with game mechanics, but better to ask now than when we're actually in a fight.
Yep. Sif walks to Spartan. Oh, and I just realized I didn't bring you guys back to the main chamber there. Let me do that so that you guys can see.
I took that as a good sign that there was no combat involved. So
Yeah. Whenever we see I've learned from, I'm in 2 different online games. Whenever I see GM says, no, hold on, I just have to load up this map.
Let me move the map. Put yourselves where you want to be. Okay.
Okay.
I can't put him there.
Up
Here's
rocket.
my house. That's where I want to be.
Right.
Did I activate it? Did you guys get in there? Yeah, you did. Okay.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
Spartan,
try to remove a cat.
Yeah.
Sif walks solemnly up to you. And I need to break character for just a moment here because I got to talk to you as the player very quickly.
Okay.
You made a sacrifice.
Right.
Basically erasing your memory, your knowledge of your mother and father.
Yes.
What that has actually done has erased your memory of your youth and growing up in Wakanda. And truthfully, your memory of even being Adora Milaje.
Okay.
As Sif comes to you, you now come to the realization that you were raised in Asgard.
Ooh!
Cool.
By Brunhild, trained as a Valkyrie from a young age.
Okay.
Your entire sense of self has changed.
Yeah.
Sif approaches you with a spear that glows like a blade of moonlight, and her voice is soft but steady. Spartan,
Yes.
the lost girl from Midgard. Your adoptive mother, Brunhild, raised you well among the Valkyrie. Mimir's trial has taken your past, but given you your true path. She hands you the gleaming spear, elegant and deadly. From Brunhild to you, your birthright, Ghostbane. May it always fly true. And another gift. She's been bred specifically to follow your commands. She puts her hands up to her mouth and whistles. Come meet your new master, Gulfaxi.
Nice.
And from the back of the hall, a great winged Pegasus arrives.
Cool.
She looks as if she is made of spun gold, with a long golden mane that wafts in the breeze. And she's yours.
Whoa.
And I just now realized I forgot to put the stats up. So I apologize. You will have that at least in the next game. So, Priest. Thor has now diverted his attention to you. And he walks up with a small grin, breaking his kind of usual stoicism. You have walked through darkness, and yet a spark remains within you. He extends his hand. Give me your hand, brother. Let us ignite it together.
shake
And
his hand.
as your hands touch, lightning surges into you. It doesn't hurt, it awakens. And through the thunder and lightning, you hear Thor's voice. Now when you call, light shall answer. Shape it into daggers. Shape it into destiny. And you can now open your character sheet. And that power that you were thinking about spending karma on, you don't got to spend karma on it anymore.
Nice.
Awesome.
And hopefully I got it right. It gives you the ability to summon lightning daggers, weapons of radiant energy that respond to your will. And you'll see that there are some added bonuses to that as well.
Very
Thank you,
fancy.
sir.
Frigga steps to Will. Yours is a heavy path, child. A beast slumbers within, gnawing at your soul. I can feel him. From around her neck, she removes a necklace. And she places this delicate, glowing amulet around your neck. Its centerpiece is the head of a fearsome wolf. This is the sigil of Fafnir. It will anchor your mind, tether your spirit. But you must still choose whether to leash the beast or become it. And what this basically grants you, Will, you can open your character sheet. It basically gives you power once per day over the fiend, where you can release him at his fullest.
Oh.
So your body will take that shape, but you will be in control.
Okay.
So essentially, the powers of the fiend at their strongest are now yours to use in battle.
Okay.
That's going to make him so mad.
But
He'll be furious.
But if you recall, the one thing that he asked you on the bridge
Mhm.
and breaking the fourth wall here, that illusion was literally tapping into yours and the fiend's psyche.
Mhm.
So that conversation between you and him was real.
Oh yeah.
And the one thing that he said was to let him out.
Mhm.
And he would share that power.
Mhm.
Now, you can rest assured that he won't try to usurp it.
Yep.
And this may just feed the beast enough to allow you the opportunity to figure out how to get rid of him altogether. If you want to.
Yeah.
I don't like the pause. Yeah, yeah.
Fandral approaches Bombshell. And he twirls a rapier for show and then bows dramatically to the beautiful Bombshell. My dear, you swing a sword like a wrecking ball. Effective? Yes. Refined? Haha. I think we can do better. And he moves beside you and begins demonstrating a series of graceful looping movements. This is what I call Fandral's Flare, a meditation. Walk through this form in your mind before battle, and you shall be the storm they never saw coming. And if you open your character sheet, you'll see that I've added Fandrel's Flare there, which basically gives you one extra attack with the Pharaoh's Sentinel guaranteed each round. So even if you don't roll for extra actions, you automatically have 2 as long as you are attacking with the sword.
Okay.
Nice.
This can actually gain you up to 4 actions per round as long as one of them is with the Sentinel.
Okay. Well,
Now, that may not seem like a lot, but you also did get a Sentinel from
yeah,
another guy.
yeah, no. Shelly's in pretty good shape, all things considered. She's got a lot of goodies.
And then finally, Heimdall approaches Mr. Arcane. His golden eyes, ever seeing, approaches you slowly. His voice is low, like stone grinding against time. And he says, Allfather, the draught of water. It is for Mr. Arcane, is it not? Aye. May I?
See what he did there.
Oh, that.
Boo.
Heimdall
Dad
approaches
jokes from the
Odin,
Allfather.
and he kneels, and he takes the draft in his hands and brings it over to you. You, earthbound sorcerer, have touched the void and been touched in return. He places the water on his hand, and with his thumb he covers the socket where your eye used to be. And he says, let your eye be opened. And as you gaze into his eyes, you are flooded with celestial vision. Galaxies spiral in reverse. Stars bloom and die in flashes. And the moment with Usharia becomes a radiant echo that threatens to overwhelm you. Heimdall says, you now see with my sight. See truly, but beware. Not all visions are kind. And when he takes his hand away, you now have one glowing golden eye that has replaced the one that so recently was torn from its socket.
This is how you see?
It is a lot.
He probably wobbles a little bit there for a second. I don't know. But this is fine. It's fine. It's fine.
He says to you, you and I both know now where it is you need to go. Your destiny awaits.
Don't know.
And he tamps his staff on the ground and opens up the Bifrost.
Step into the Bifrost, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as he's like he'll be the last one again, right? Because he's still not sure about all this. But as he walks by Heimdall again, he'll say, "Who was that woman? Who was Usharia?"
What woman do you speak of?
You can't see her?
I do not know this name.
Okay.
You have seen something within the well, no?
Yes.
Perhaps one day, that is a mystery you will solve.
Uh-oh, Shelley. Looks like somebody's got their eye on your man there.
I didn't hear that. What did he say?
I said, uh-oh, Shelley. Looks like somebody's got an eye on your man there.
Okay. Let us be off.
The Bifrost tears open in a torrent of rainbow light and celestial sound. And the Reclaimers are flung across the realms in a blink, your bodies stretching through the fabric of space like threads of light. And then, impact. Your boots hit solid ground atop a jagged mountain ridge. And I shall pull that up for you now. The air here is thin, biting cold, and charged. Not with wind or weather, but something older. Something watching. And before you rises Mount Wundagore, a black, crag-crusted monolith scraping the clouds. Veins of red light pulse within its rock like blood through a heart. The mountain itself seems to breathe, groaning with ancient tension. Below the summit, the mountainside is a labyrinth of fortress ruins, spiraling towers, broken spires, and obsidian walkways that jut out like broken ribs from the cliffside. Strange glyphs glow faintly on the walls, neither Asgardian nor human, but symbols of the High Evolutionary's design, and something darker layered beneath. From above, the peak grows faintly purple, like a lid barely containing some violent force beneath. And wrapped around its highest plateau, an orbital ring of floating debris slowly turns. Machines, shattered satellites, dead drones, scraps of some long-forgotten tech pulled upward by unstable gravity. A storm churns, but there's no rain. Just chaos. Red mist creeps along the slopes, coiling around the old fortress ruins like tendrils seeking something alive. And beneath it all, faint and far off, you hear it. A low, thunderous hum. Mechanical, arcane, and alive. Something deep inside the mountain is waking up. Nestled in the folds of the mountainside is a village carved directly from the rock itself. Every structure appears hewn, grown, and shaped by unnatural hands. Stone huts curve like shells, spires twist like bones, archways resemble open jaws and coiled roots. At the far end of the village, carved into the mountain's face itself, is a massive stone effigy. It bears the face of the High Evolutionary. It's monolithic. Its eyes are empty windows leading into the mountain's heart. At the base of the statue lies the entrance. As the light of the Bifrost fades from the sky above, Bells begin to ring. Deep, resident, organic-sounding bells, made from what might be shell or bone. And then, movement. From the alleys and doorways, out from the burrows and shadowed cracks, they come. Not men, not beasts, but something similar to what you saw before. Hybrids. Guardians of Wendigore. They begin to approach you in a loose circle, tense and poised to strike. And then you should be able to see them in front of you. Starting up at the top, you have Krakenvine, an octopus hybrid, and his limbs kind of seem to flow almost like water. Dozens of tiny eyes blink along his arms, and his fingers end in suckers and bone.
Human filth here?
Brambleback, this massive porcupine brute with ironwood quills protruding from every surface. His eyes are black and emotionless, and his voice a low growl.
Intruders. That means blood.
Nocturna, a lithe, pale bat woman, draped in wings like a cloak. She hisses, echolocation pulses, stuttering from her throat.
I see your souls flickering, weak.
Next is Midas Fang, a lean, twitchy hyena hybrid with gold-tipped fangs and patchy fur, and he twitches with nervous laughter.
It's dinner time!
Iron Shell, a towering turtle man, his shell like volcanic armor, slow to speak, but impossibly strong. You do not belong here. And then finally, Tyrannobeast, towering over the others, this reptilian colossus snarls through jagged teeth. His voice is thunder, his tail crushing stone as he steps forward. Turn back, or be turned to dust! And I think perhaps some initiative rolls might be necessary.
Seems likely.
I'll get your
Yeah.
battle started.
Seems that way.
Okay.
There we go.
They can stop that anytime now.
I was going to say, that's a lot of dice.
There's a couple of
It feels like.
tens there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw. All in a row for you, too.
It's okay, guys. Bobby got a 10 too, so we're
Oh, we'll
covered.
find that.
Oh,
fine then.
priest, come on, buddy.
That's a 1.
I rolled a rock.
I got a rock.
Did we heal from our
Oh,
previous
yes.
injuries?
Yep.
Okay.
With the drinking of the waters of Mimir's well, you are all back to full health. All right, so unless anybody has anything particular to say, I think the battle's about ready to start. Because they are going to protect this place.
Yeah, and they don't seem very nice. Like one guy said you don't belong, but the others were like, "Ooh, dinner time." I'm like, "Oh, you're not. That's not okay."
You're that guy.
Oh, and some of you have bonuses that we have to take care of. Mr. Arcane, what's your bonus?
3.
3. Bombshell.
1. Excuse me, 1.
Spartan.
2.
Tank. Is it 1 or 2? I forgot.
I don't know if he gets 1.
I'm muted. 0 for tank.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Fiend.
1.
All right. And Priest, unfortunately, you got a rock.
In it,
A
Mr.
1 is a 1.
All right, so Midas Fang, the laughing hyena, is going to start us off. And with a burst of laughter, he chooses his target. And it is Will. And he rushes in.
Oh.
Tooth and claw.
I would like to do the punchy evade thing.
Punchy,
Yeah.
evade. All right.
If only Tank could just stick an arm out and clothesline him.
I know,
Ooh,
right?
got a 98. All right, so
Ooh.
you're going to try to evade.
He got a 98. That's a 36. What?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Hold on. There. my little screen didn't catch up there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
I was
Priest
like,
who
hey,
got,
wait a minute
Priest
now.
got a
Yeah,
98.
Say, what kind of bonus does he have?
Plus 62.
Like Chris is doing some shenanigans right now.
Shenanigans. All right, so 36, he missed.
So I will spend karma on my punchy evade.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
So
so close.
I'd like to make that a yellow.
All right. And that's on the excellent table. 41 will do it.
I
Or,
did not
actually, you already
realize
got a
my
41.
video was off.
So, what-
71 actually gets you to where you need to be. So spend your 10.
so 10.
So that gives you a -4 column shift on evade.
Excellent.
All right. After Midas Fang, we go to Krakenbine. And let's see, he may not be able to reach you guys. So we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Haha. 5. Definitely close enough to do some grappling with his tentacles. And he reaches out and attempts to grapple Bombshell.
Okay. What initiative is this? 10?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Now you can.
Bobby's not down here. He's up.
Okay.
He's taken off. He's scouting.
And you can still do an evade or dodge, whichever you would want. You
Yeah,
can
we'll
that
do
on the
evade.
turn. Okay.
That's with your base fighting, correct?
Yep.
Not a lie.
Okay.
I've got enough Baldur's Gate lately that I keep looking at him going, he's going to do some sort of mind blast.
Yeah, just fighting.
You
Bobby's a lover,
you
not
did
a
call
fighter.
karma, right? Or no?
I did not.
Oh dear.
So my evades will be useless.
Yep. Let's see here. Evade is an auto hit, so. All right. Okay, so he is going to reach out. Yep, and he misses. These guys suck. Fortunately for you.
They go fast, not good.
Tyrannobeast jumps on top of the little temple here off to the side and leaps down to Tank.
How much bigger is he than I am?
He's
you know,
probably about 3 feet taller than you.
okay, so he's not like giant size. He doesn't have a super giant token.
Yeah.
And
right.
can I do an evade there?
Yep. Uh-huh.
And that's just my raw fighting.
Yep.
I will be calling karma on that then. Let me see. I have the chart up. I just want to see. So 54 unremarkable. If I spend 10, that will make it a yellow.
All right.
Well, I spend a little more than 10. I have to spend like 11 to make it into a yellow, which I will do.
So that's a -4 column shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. He still hits.
Ow. That was quite a hit then.
And what is your armor level?
There's a part of me that thought we had kicked it up, but at the moment it's remarkable. I thought we had kicked it up to incredible at some point, but
I thought you
it's
had two.
it's still
Pretty sure it was incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible. Incredible
Okay,
body
it's
armor
lit-
versus physical.
yeah,
or
it's
energy.
listed on it's still listed on my character sheet as remarkable though.
Well, you have resistance at remarkable, but then right
Oh,
below
that's
that,
it. Resistance. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. You're right. Incredible body armor, remarkable resistance. Okay.
All right. So you take no damage from that.
I kind of, smile a little bit, my metallic joints creaking as my lips, curl up. And I just kind of hold this new mace in my hand. I'm thinking, we'll have to see how this works. Feels kind of lightweight to me, but, we'll see what happens.
All right, Mr. Arcane.
Okay.
Now, don't forget, with your Raven companion, he now can grow at your command.
I did not know that.
Oh, he can become Rodan.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I see that now.
So he is your companion.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind for the moment. I'm not going to have him do anything yet. Probably because I'm still very distracted. So, all right. So he's like kind of in the middle of us, right? And this is Tirana Beast or something. All right. Well, I'll make a little distance for myself. I will turn my shield on so I don't get yelled at. And
Wise of you.
Yeah.
Now, I put another, just so you guys know, I
Yeah.
put another crow out there, but this one is going to represent Spartan's Pegasus.
Gotcha.
Since I
Okay.
didn't get a token put together for that just yet.
And who was it that he attacked Golden Fang attacked the Fiend, right?
Yes.
And who did Krakenvine attack?
Shelly.
Oh, okay, right.
Well, tried
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. So
Neither one of them were moving particularly well.
yeah, that's fine. All right, so I will blast Krakenvine with Bolt of Bedevilment.
Okay.
So I believe that's incredible. Yes. All right. Oh, well, I was rolling as the Raven, but still, I did not call Karma.
This area right here of the map appears to be very negative die roller.
Yeah. And his blast goes wide as he's trying to kind of make sense of which one of him he's supposed to hit, right? Because I get the impression he's seeing a lot of things right now. So
You might need to close that eye. Just like
I don't think it helps.
Probably not.
And then you did call Karma to get that to a yellow?
No, I did not.
Did
No,
not?
I
Okay.
didn't.
All right. And how much damage does that do?
Well, I rolled a white, so I presume I didn't.
You
hit.
rolled a 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Nope. For some
You might not be
reason,
scrolled down again.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not catching up. That's weird. All right, so that's a miss. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Spartan.
Okay. Let's see.
Do you want to roll for multiple actions before we start?
Yes, please.
Okay. That will be based on your fighting, and you're going to are you going to spend karma?
Yes.
Good call.
It's still rolled for me. On my name, I mean, but that was Spartan's roll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so we can get that up to a green for 10 points. Okay. So green, does that give her any extra actions?
Gives her 1 extra.
Yeah, 2 actions.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where I am. There I am.
Yep.
I'm going to move up here, and with my new spear, I'm gonna poke it, the kraken thing.
Okay, that's gonna be
And I'm gonna call Karma on that.
okay. You can roll amazing to hit.
Are you riding Golfaxi?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this is awesome scene. Okay,
Good thing that call Karma.
well, green is still pretty good. So let's see. So an amazing, you rolled a 49.
It should be yellow to Karma.
Yeah, 10 points will bring it up to yellow. You're right at the
10.
edge there.
That does incredible damage, yes?
Yeah.
It says amazing to hit. All right, incredible edge damage reduces armor by 2 column shifts.
Okay. All right, so you slice Krakenvine and actually slice one of the tentacles clean off.
Cool.
And then you have another action, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna slice again, and I'm gonna call Karma again.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Good thing
Good
I
call.
called her.
Yeah, okay. To get that up to a green is going to require 20 points.
Yeah.
I'll just take that off. You still got a lot, don't worry.
That's another 40, right?
It's incredible damage, so yeah,
Okay.
and 2 armor column shifts. So
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
You cut off a few more tentacles and he goes down
Cool.
and is currently dying.
even though she only got a green, I thought you had to get a yellow or red result.
If it takes him down to 0 health, they have to roll endurance.
No, hopefully we didn't kill him.
Yeah, you got a few rounds to suss that out.
Okay.
All right. Oh, and Golfaxi can act if you so desire. He has two. He has kind of 2 regular attacks, which would basically be kind of a bucking kind of motion where he can kick with his back legs, or he can buffet somebody with his wings.
Okay, let's see if there's anyone near me due to the
Well, and you don't even have to be near, because you've got a range of flight with him that is about 20 areas. So anywhere on this map, you want to go there, you can probably go there.
Okay, I'm going to target the wolf thing. behind me.
Might have staying here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will have the horse Pegasus do the back kick thing to him.
Okay. So you're gonna roll on the
No.
remarkable column for that.
And I will call karma on that.
Okay.
Ugh.
Good thing.
Good thing you have all this expendable karma.
I think Jeff
Mhm.
might be onto something about
Yeah.
this area being bad for dice.
Seriously.
Get out of there. All right, so that will hit, and it's got remarkable strength, so that'll do 30 points of damage.
And does the horse have 2 movements?
Nope, just the one for the horsey.
Just okay.
Yep.
I thought you said 2, but
You
I
have
was
2.
wrong.
Horse has 1. He has 2
I-
different attacks he can take, but only one.
there
only
is
one
the
per.
2.
Right.
Yeah, only one per
All right,
round.
Shelly.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and roll for multiple actions. We're gonna call karma on this one. Okay, 44 with incredible.
And with karma getting you up to yellow, that'll get you a total of 3.
Okay. And that's 44 to 64, basically 20 points. Okay. It's less than 20, it's like 16, but 20 is so much easier. Okay. So, I think Shelley will, surveying the battlefield and not liking the general vibe of this particular area of the map with the die rolls, she's going to fly up here to, I think, there, to the bat chick. And we're going to throw some lightning through her into Iron Shell over there for the first attack. That's going to be incredible to hit.
Okay.
Okay. And that's amazing damage if it hits.
All right.
I don't think it's going to hit Brambleback. I think he's too far to the side. Unless he catches a little bit of conductivity from the water. But I think they're elevated, so I don't think so.
They are elevated, but maybe from the angle that you're at, I think that actually could hit.
That is your call, sir.
Angle it a little bit. I feel like that's not out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Oh.
that's the first one. And then the second one, she will give this Nocturna a Sparta kick into the drink down below, although she can fly, so we'll see how this goes. 71, potential slam.
Ooh, no slam.
No slam at all. Just tanks it like a champ. Her sternum is made of something unknown to man.
But how much damage?
Remarkable damage.
Okay. That hurt.
Mm-hmm. And she has one more, right? Is this all within the same area, these two?
1,
15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now just out.
Just outside?
Mhm.
Okay. Um. She looks kind of surprised that she just tanks that kick like that. She's like, huh. And then just backhands her.
Right. And
Obviously trying not to kill her. Otherwise she would have done something far more edged and electrifying. Oh wait, no, she has to use a sword for the last one. That's right, I forgot about that.
well, you
Flat of the blade, backhand.
you have 3,
Mm-hmm.
but you could have 4.
Uh,
3 because of yellow.
As long as 3 because of the yellow, and then 1 extra.
oh,
one.
right. Okay. So yeah, the backhand to take her out then.
Mhm.
And then assuming she drops, she will fly down and attack Iron Shell with the blade.
Okay.
Kind of like a flying charged, lightning charged blade kind of thing.
All right.
It's a yellow with edged.
And damage on that.
Monstrous and ignores non-magical armor.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, the lightning part might get soaked by some armor. That's your call. Although I think it goes into him, so maybe not.
All right. He is out, but not dying.
Okay. And that's it for her.
All right. Tank.
Oh, am I in this game?
Yeah.
Sorry. You know, I think
That's a
there's
nice
people,
rock you found.
There's people even lower on the initiative order.
Oh,
than,
wait, no, that's Priest with the rock.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, I feel that I should give as good as I got. Now, does my evade take away from my 2 actions? The fact that I evaded.
No.
Okay, then we are going to see if he can take it as well as dish it out. I kind of have to hold this thing in my hand. I'm still thinking, I don't know, it's kind of light, but I'll give it a shot and go, you know, El Kabong on him.
All right.
I gotta look this up again real quick. It is equipment, Shaljar the Shield Breaker, incredible to hit, monstrous damage. I will call Karma on this.
Okay.
Given how the good lord,
God.
Told you, man, get out of that valley.
yeah, we are in the valley of bad dice rolls. This is incredible. That's speaking of, you know, incredible. That's what I was rolling a 4. I still gotta put almost 26 karma in to bring that up to a minimum green. So mark that off. And so I do hit, and that, you know, is monstrous damage at least.
That'll sting.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, that stung. Ugh. This thing's tougher than it looks. Well, I grab it, since I El Kabonged him the first time, I grab it in both hands and swing like a golf club to do an uppercut under his chin and yell, "Far!" It just feels right, okay? It just feels right. Okay, calling karma again.
There
there we go.
Yeah. He goes flying upwards.
I still have to take off the 10 karma though, even though I got the roll.
And hits the edge of this ridge and rolls down to about right there.
Where they will find him later as a fossil.
Monstrous damage
Alright.
on that one too.
That's actually maybe going to do it.
Yeah, and that was blunt, so he shouldn't be dying.
Still took him to 0 though.
Okay, so that's the rule, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, but he
No, he's all
rolled
right.
a good health.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta play it where it lies, I guess.
Is that it for you?
Those were my 2 actions, so yeah.
All right, Fiend.
All right. I am going to spend karma for extra. I'm going to try for extra actions and spend karma.
Okay.
So excited to try this. Good thing I spent karma. Okay.
I mean, just scrolling up this thing, it is
I'm
so
telling
many
you, man.
whites and low greens. It's just amazing.
So I need to get to 41.
And truthfully, I mean, yeah, you do need to get to 41, but it's not going to get you an extra action. But getting it to the green will at least keep you from
Get me
taking
an action.
taking a negative, right?
Right. So 41. So that's 14. Okay. Cool. So I spent 14 for not actually anything. That's fine. Will's kind of cranky about what that guy just did to him. That wasn't very nice. Trying to eat him and all. So Will is going to encase his head in a solid globe of dark force and just let him suffocate. I'll spend karma.
There you go.
We'll take that to
64.
red.
Get it to a 91, should do it.
16. Okay, cool.
And damage on that?
Incredible.
Okay. And he doesn't roll endurance until next round, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Nocturna is...
Will doesn't look angry about it. He just kind of holds up his hand and just the thing solidifies around the guy's head and just kind of squishes in.
Nocturna and Iron Shell are out. Brambleback releases a spray of quills in Bombshell's direction. Gets an 84 to hit on that one. That's an auto hit for you. And that does 30 points of damage. So since it's kind of a spray, some of that is going to hit you in areas that are not protected by the cloak. But the cloak will soak part of that, so I think you'll take a total of 10 points of damage. And then we go to the Lonely Priest.
Roll for multiple actions and spend karma.
Oh my God, get out of that pit.
Thank God you spent
I
karma.
will bring it up to a green. So,
Alright.
1 second.
31 will do that. Or,
We all should have listened to Jeff.
Yep.
So, with that, I'll go ahead and activate my cannons, generate them. Let me. Normally I do it outside of combat, so it just kind of, I don't have to roll. Should I go ahead and roll though, since we're actually in the midst of combat?
Yeah, probably so.
Okay, I'll spend karma on it because of where we're at
Sure.
on the map.
29. So 31 again is what you're shooting for, so 10 will do that.
Okay, sweet. So, all right. So I've got 2. That's 1 action. I'm going to move up to here and slow my roll long enough to try to stabilize Krakenvine, since he is in the midst of dying, and I'm not sure that the new priest is as, interested in seeing that happen quickly. So that would be reasoning. Nothing to modify it by. I'll use karma on it. And hopefully that does stabilize him.
All right. That does.
Cool. And I'll complete my move to come up here in this general area, and I'll take 1 cannon shot at Brambleback. And then I'll take a second one with karma, not trying to kill him.
All right. You hit him, and he falls backward into. That's actually a street, not a creek. It kind of looks like a creek a little bit, but he falls backwards into the street, and he is out.
Excellent. And I'll wait for my turn.
Okay. Come back to Midas Fang, who now begins clawing at the Dark Force, which is probably not the smartest thing to do. No successes, and then he's going to roll Endurance, which he fails. And he is now dying.
We have got to start keeping these people from dying, or we're going to lose some serious karma.
And I think that goes to Mr. Arcane now.
Okay.
I think is that everybody?
Everybody's down.
Everybody's down. That was almost a 1-round combat.
Yeah.
Wow. It looked like it was going to be a lot longer. Did we take out Iron Shell? Oh wow, we did.
Yeah, Shelley got
my, we have been ripping through these people.
Hey.
Huh. I'm not going to get cocky.
Will looks down at Midas Fang twitching for a moment. Way longer than he should before he takes the thing off his head.
Anyone here know how to do first aid on weird monsters?
I could heal them.
Can you heal them without waking them up?
I mean, I think it would wake them up.
Oh, maybe just heal them a little bit.
I mean, I think we can just stabilize them.
I was about to say, how does one stabilize a dying monster guy?
Hey, buddy, you gonna be okay? That's all it takes.
Yep.
Walk it off.
That's what worked
Well,
for me.
Then I'll go, since I was the one that played golf with him, I will go, kind of, take out, my army first aid kit and kind of do what I can to make sure that at least some of, Tyranna Beast's, internal organs are back inside.
You used a blunt weapon. You mostly jellied his internal organs, I think.
Yes, well.
Right, well, I'll check on Krakenvine, who's near me, and this is not their fault.
Krakenvine's already stabilized.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think
Suppose.
Midas Fang is the one that is hurting right now.
Okay. Well, I can do that. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. Are we still in rounds or?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay. All right, so I'll check on Midas Fang, and I don't know. This is this is the place that we saw in the vision?
Mount Wondagore, yeah.
Mount Wondagore, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, what you saw more specifically in the vision was something that was internalized, like almost like an arcane laboratory.
There are other beast folk in the huts surrounding the area we're in, right?
You could assume that.
All right, well, as I am like kind of there over this Midas Fang guy, I'll turn my gaze, my new gaze, kind of towards Mount Wondagore. And I don't know, consider it, with this new awareness that I have. Since
Right.
he's not very certain about how to use it, I don't know that he would know a lot about how to focus that.
Roll your power.
Okay. I will spend karma.
You can't.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
All right.
Well, if you had known that, you would have moved out of this area.
I rolled a green.
76 is green, so that is a success. So you turn your eyes to the visage of the high evolutionary there at the mountain. And your vision snakes through the tunnels of the opening at the base of the statue. And then deep within the heart of Mount Wondagore, in a vast chamber shaped like a cathedral of bone and circuit, the Eden mechanism thrums with unstable energy. The living fusion of celestial machinery and arcane symbols that pulse with an unnatural light. At its center floats a glowing core, rotating slow, deliberate orbits like the eye of some cosmic god, shredding fractal shadows on the walls. And around it, the fabric of reality trembles. Loki stands poised near the central dais, clad in emerald and black, his silhouette fluid and flickering. Like even he isn't immune to the unraveling space. His eyes blaze with cunning, but there's a strange tension in his movements. Even the god of mischief treads carefully here. Opposite him, the high evolutionary works feverishly, fingers dancing over control panels made from metallic bone and humming crystal. His helmet gleams under the strobing light, a distorted reflection of the chaos around him. Cables slither like vines into the Eden mechanism's core, and then suddenly a pulse, a surge, and the chamber lurches, and for a blink, everything changes. The stone walls are gone, replaced by jagged formations. The air becomes toxic and wrong. It's not Wondagore anymore. It's something different. Something negative.
Oh.
Alien stars burn too close. Skittering insectozoid forms ripple in the distance, watching and waiting. The gravity buckles. Screams echo, not of pain, but of something ancient and hungry. Then, just as quickly, it flickers back. Wondagore again. But now cracks of blue energy split the chamber. Jagged lines of unreality bleeding into the air. The Eden mechanism is caught. Mid-transmission, straddling two worlds. Loki smiles thinly. "Careful, old friend," he says to the high evolutionary, his voice echoing. Twice. Once in Wondagore, and again in the negative zone. "Push too hard and the door might not open. It might collapse. And still, the mechanism hums, waiting. And the universe holds its breath. And I think that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
Oh, bastard.
Okay, well, that was good. We got, a, huge, history of the Marvel Universe plus various alternate futures. A fight where, despite rolling really low, we kicked amazing amounts of ass. And a cool cliffhanger.
I'm telling you that I don't see what the problem with the future thing is. Like, it's a very simple solution.
Hank does not hold with killing kids. Your sophisticated utilitarianism is kind of behind his very blue collar, basic, do this or you'll go to hell morality.
Here's the thing for all the rest of the party. Yesterday, neither did Will.
Yes, that's the point. That was not Will yesterday. That's why I was like, this is not.
Will gave up something very important.
Ah.
All right, so for now, I think I'm going to say goodbye to our viewers on Twitch. Thank you all for joining us. And I think the final battle for our campaign 2 of In the Mouth of Madness is about to begin. So tune in 2 weeks, same bat time, same bat channel. And we will see you then as we go to the grand finale of In the Mouth of Madness and then plan for campaign 3. So thanks for joining us tonight, players. Stick around because I got more stuff to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Right.